I'm serious. The comments on my short video about Patrick and Finland are totally out of control. In that video, I discussed why Patrick randomly says Finland a few times. But before we start, let's agree on one thing. Patrick is goofy and totally random. So don't take this too seriously, all right? If we're all set, let's dive into the first theory. The first time Patrick ever said Finland was in the Frankendoodle episode. In the story, SpongeBob and Patrick discover a magic pencil that brings drawings to life. In short, the pencil creates chaos in the form of Doodlebob. During this chaos, Doodlebob throws a bowling ball at Patrick and he screams, "Finland!"
You okay, Patrick?
Finland!
That was the first time the iconic word appeared. After that, Patrick says Finland again in the episode Accidents Will Happen.
I needed help investigating the accident. Right, buddy?
Breakfast, green, Finland.
And the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water.
Finland.
So it's fair to say that the idea of Finland originated in Frankendoodle, and Patrick mentioning it in later episodes is likely a callback to that. As we know, newer SpongeBob episodes often reference older ones. That means the core reason Patrick says Finland lies in Frankendoodle. Agreed? Now why Finland? What's the deal with Finland? In that bowling scene, it's clear the joke is inspired by bowling themes. For example, Patrick briefly looks like a bowling pin before getting hit, and the classic bowling score appears in the top right corner of the screen. In bowling, there's a term called turkey, which refers to 3 strikes in a row. Interestingly, Turkey is also the name of a country. So when Patrick says Finland, he might have meant to say Turkey. But since he was dizzy after being hit by the ball, he blurted out a different country instead.
You okay, Patrick?
Finland!
But doesn't that still count as a double? Yes, it does, but since Patrick was unconscious and dizzy, he probably assumed it was Turkey or strikes.
See what I mean, Patrick?
Where's the leak, ma'am?
Did you know that in the dubbing for some countries, such as Korea, Japan, and some other countries, the word Finland is completely replaced with strike?
Alright!
In fact, in some other dubs, the translation is even more different from the original.
Ты где, Патрик?
Финляндия!
Hast du dir wehgetan? Patrick, если добро.
Sreća rođendan!
This makes me think that the Finland joke was adapted to match the humor of each country, and even the creators didn't seem to mind these changes. The conclusion for this first theory is that Patrick's mention of Finland refers to turkey or strikes in the context of a bowling game. Wait, calm down. Of course, the cartoon doesn't allow him to say such a bad word. This is a kid's show. But that doesn't mean SpongeBob doesn't have swearing. Instead of swearing, they use their own signature rude phrases like fish paste, barnacles, and tartar sauce. But why did they choose Finland to replace the swear word? Usually if someone is asked, "Are you okay?" they would answer, "I'm fine" or "I'm not okay." But SpongeBob always adds a unique and creative twist to these moments. Now, let's dive deeper into the word Finland. Finland is famous for its stunning natural beauty and is considered one of the happiest countries in the world. Just like Patrick, always happy. But here's a fun fact. Finnish people don't actually call their country Finland. They call it Suomi. Guess what? Suomi is literally mentioned in Finland dub too.
Sattuko, Patrick?
Suomi!
One theory suggests Suomi comes from Suoma, meaning swamp, since Finland has many lakes that look like swamps to outsiders. Another theory is that Suomi comes from suomu, meaning fish scales, because people in Finland once wore clothes made of fish skin. The word fish scales reminds me of typical SpongeBob swears.
Holy fish paste! Barnacles. Tartar sauce.
If it's true that Suomi or Finland comes from the word suomu, which means fish scales, then when Patrick says Finland, it could be one of SpongeBob's swear words. Also, if we break the word Finland into fin, like a fish fin, and land into line, and twist it into fin line, it sounds very similar to Finland with a different accent. So it is possible that Patrick didn't really say Finland, but more like fin line, or meant suomu fish scales. This theory makes sense if Finland is meant to be a typical SpongeBob cartoon swear word, especially since Patrick has just had something annoying happen to him. Before moving on to the last theory, which is a bit crazy and absurd, I want you to support the development of this channel by clicking like on this video and subscribe and activate the bell for other SpongeBob theories. Thank you. I'm not kidding. This is what makes this theory so crazy. I can't imagine Patrick as a communist. Or maybe I can.
Am I interrupting?
Oh, hey, Patrick. Have you met my new toy?
Don't you mean our new toy?
Our new toy?
This time it's on me.
Patrick, that's my money.
Have you learned nothing about sharing?
I don't mean that Patrick himself is a communist, but he might represent a communist in certain scenes. But what does this have to do with Finland? The most obvious connection is the Cold War between the Soviet Union and Finland. Well, I've actually explained this theory a little bit before, which is more or less like this.
You should know that there are SpongeBob jokes that come from history. In the episode Snowball Effect, snow falls in Bikini Bottom because polar ice drifts into its waters. The joke comes during SpongeBob and Patrick's snowball fight. SpongeBob secretly threw a snowball at Patrick, making him panic and say,
This is serious, SpongeBob. Someone's after me. I think I better leave town.
There's a theory suggesting this moment references a historical event from the war between the Soviet Union and Finland. During the conflict, Soviet soldiers were left terrified and confused by sniper bullets that seemed to appear out of nowhere, taking down over 500 soldiers. These mysterious shots were from a legendary sniper named Simo Heiha, who hid in the snow and could land precise shots without using a scope, even in extreme freezing conditions.
So basically in the Snowball Effect episode, Patrick panicked because he didn't know where the snowball came from, which depicts the Soviet soldiers who are afraid and confused because they don't know where the sniper shots came from. The conclusion of this theory is that Patrick said Finland because he was traumatized by Finland. So that's a summary of the 3 most plausible theories in our opinion. I'm kidding, don't go anywhere yet. There is still an interesting theory that was mentioned the most in the short video comments, which contains Patrick might be from Finland. Some comments suggest Patrick could be from Finland. It's a bit far-fetched considering Bikini Bottom and Finland are nowhere near each other. But Finland is one of the happiest countries in the world, and Patrick is always happy, so maybe there's some truth to it. That's it? Hold on, there's more. Did you notice that Patrick mentioned Finland right after experiencing misfortune? This could symbolize Finland during the Cold War era, particularly referencing the Winter War, when they faced massive Soviet invasions. Despite being outnumbered, they fought bravely. During the Cold War, Finland was under pressure from Soviet Union. So Patrick saying Finland after a misfortune is probably to honor Finland's resilience during difficult times. Additionally, in the episode Accidents Will Happen If You Listen Closely, Patrick says something unique before Finland.
Breakfast, green Finland.
He mentions breakfast, green Finland. Initially, it seems like random gibberish, but upon further research, I found an article stating most Finns believe breakfast should be healthy, with only a few fried items, minimal sugar, and usually something green, at least cucumbers. If you remember, Patrick also loved cucumbers. He even carried a cucumber in his pocket. In conclusion, Patrick said Finland could be because he remembered the atmosphere and memories when he was in Finland. So those are the most interesting theories about Patrick and Finland. I've included fan theories and my own ideas, like the Suomi connection. Which theory do you think makes the most sense? If you enjoy SpongeBob theories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you in the next video.